Okay, so the problem I have is this. I have the Rockville RXMF4. I bought 8 brand new Polk audio speakers, and they had told me that this would power them no problem. It's 300 watts RMS. If you break them down to 2 ohm per channel. Well, bought 8 new speakers, and in the first weekend, all 8 tweeters had blown out. They started dropping one by one by one. So I called Polk Audio and addressed the issue with them. They said you might want to check your amplifier because we just don't have this problem, which I understand. Polk Audio is a very well reputable company. And they had told me to check the amp because if it's not putting out what they say it's supposed to, what's going to happen is you're going to turn the levels up to hear the speakers, and it's going to create distortion that you can't hear, and it's going to fry the tweeters out. The part of the speakers that fried was the tweeters. So I called Rockville, and they had told me that there's no way it's their amplifier. It has to be the Polk Audio speakers, which you and I both know most likely is not the case. So what I'm doing here is this is a Vantage Pro. This is a well-respected tool that I use in the automotive field to scope anything you want to scope on an automobile, anything electronic. You can even use this in your house. This is a very, very good tool. Very expensive tool. It gives you real-time data on volts, RMS, and it gives you on amperage. So to get your wattage, you have to multiply your volts times your amps, and that gives you your wattage. I just ran this, and the most I came up with on this song here in particular was 78.5 watts. So we're going to do this again on video, and we're going to go ahead and check their work. They rate this amp as CEA compliant, and what that means is this amp under CEA compliance is 100 watts per channel on a 4 ohm load. The way my speakers are ran, they're on a 2 ohm load on a 4 channel. So if you look at this, the way it's wired, you can see right there where I've got both speakers going on a 2 ohm load onto 1 channel. My amp clamp is connected to it. I also have my voltage clamps on the other channel opposite to it. And again, this is the RXMF4, and the problem I'm having is this amp is not rated near as much as it should be. So they're saying it's 300 watts RMS, blah blah blah. It's only pulling about 78. And the other problem I had is every time I run this test I get a different result, even though it's the same test. So we're going to run it again live, and you guys get to see it for yourself.
The day Truth died, blood on my hands, throw them up in the sky. I was a #1 sinner, no less. My life was a lie and my wish was a death. I fell in love with the ways of the world, money, the fame, the booze, the girls, but I couldn't stay faithful if I tried. I turned into a devil, you can see it in my eyes. I blacked out, told you everything I ever did. I couldn't take all the lies I was living with. I broke your heart, woke up the next day. My bag's outside, yelling, get the hell away. You're not a husband, not a father, just a pig. And you can never change all the things that you did. That's when I knew it wouldn't last. You'll never get away when you're running from the past. Into outer space, I float away, but you're my gravity. Die to love another day, and rise again and lose our gravity. I'm a broken man, I'm full of sin, I'm sick.
So if we do the math on that, the most we're going to come up with, and this is off the top of my head, we're going to come up with about 82 watts. That would be the rating if we had it on stereo by 4 channel. I could accept that as being, you know, what are we talking, 18 watts low. I can accept that. But the fact that this amp is wired the way they say it's capable of putting out 300 watts a channel, I would say we are about 2/3 down compared to where we should be. So I think this pretty well clarifies the fact. Don't just believe advertisements. Don't believe YouTube. Don't buy cheap amps that are going to destroy $800 worth of speakers. Polk was awesome. They took care of me. They sent me 8 new speakers, no questions asked, and for me to check these things so I don't do it again. As far as dealing with audiosavings.com and Rockville, I would steer clear as much as possible. I hope this helped you guys. I don't want to see anybody go through what I did. So just pay attention when you order your stuff. Even though it says it's CEA compliant, don't believe it.